Hey guys, today I'll be talking about my complex problem, which is pertaining to the heroin problem in Southwest Ohio. Southwest Ohio has been known for its exotic drugs, but not just in Ohio, it's known nationally. Recently, Dayton, Ohio has been ranked as the number one most dangerous drugged out city in America, which I think is crazy. Um, I chose this problem because I live in Southwest Ohio. I grew up in Highland County, which is right outside of Dayton. It's about 30 minutes west of me, and really, I live in a very hot spot area. It's so bad that our last mayor had he put up a "Welcome to Hillsborough" sign, and then right below it, it said, "If you sell drugs here, you will be put away." So I'm very intrigued with this topic, and I think it's a very important problem to talk about. But for my first reference, I will be talking about the action guide to avoid opioid abuse. It's hard to say sometimes. And just to start out, I will be talking about the goals, and the goals list is following: building a team, adopting prevention practices, monitoring and managing medication, preventing overdose, supporting law enforcement, and sustaining recovery. Um, and my next resource would be from our local newspaper called the Times Gazette, where it talks about drug combinations, and it kind of gives a story about a man who overdoses, and first responders show up and have to use massive amounts of Narcan just to revive him. If you're sober and you take Narcan, it can most likely kill you. For example, I had my cousin who lives in Cincinnati, and she was taking a nap before work, and she didn't wake up when the cops knocked on her door, but she wasn't taking any drugs, but she wasn't responding to the cops, so they bust through her door and Narcaned her, and she ended up being in a hospital for almost 2 days and almost ended up dying. Um, so that kind of gives you a little picture of what that's all about. And just to tell you, heroin is a downer. And if you don't know what a downer is, it is a depressing body system. And just for example, so is weed. If you ever smoked weed or been around weed, seen somebody with weed, you would know that it kind of slows your body down, slows everything down in your system. And then you have meth, which is a upper, and that is a hyperactivity drug. To move on to my next resource, I will also be taking one from my other newspaper in town. That is called the Highland County Press, and this one talks about basically the unintentional overdoses in Highland County and fentanyl. And fentanyl is in most drugs where it can be treated as a severe pain. It's a controlled substance. It's high risk for addiction and dependency. Can cause respiratory. Sorry about that. Can cause respiratory distress and death when taken in high doses. And then lastly, I will be discussing the failure of Ohio Drug Treatment Initiative. And what this is the initiative proposed amendment to Ohio Constitution requiring court to approve requests for treatment when made by eligible nonviolent drug offenders. The amendment sought to allocate fixed amounts of state general revenue fund to pay for the operatings and the opening of new treatment facilities. And so that is pretty important, considering that if you were someone that needed medical attention, or if you weren't around a facility, that you could give these people a call, as well as the action guide. Inside the action guide gives you a list of references and people you can call who can either pick you up. They'll give you a hotline number, and they will support you, come help you. They won't treat you like you're a druggie, and they will make sure you're okay. So I take this stuff seriously. I'm around it all the time. And just thank you guys for listening, and I hope you really like this video. Thank you.